Now please read verse number 79. Please read. Apata vairagyavato mumukshun bhavabdhiparam pratiyatumudyatana asagraho majjayatentarale Nigruya kanthe vinivartya vegad. Mahadeva. So now you are seeing who is the person who shall be fit for this liberation, this knowledge right now. Very nicely says, long before you look for the ultimate, absolute liberation, freedom, you must have this relative freedom from the very dependence on the objects. So we are seeing at this moment where he is talking about the anatma. Are you getting that? The teacher has told the student that now whatever I am saying, after praising the student for his brilliance, for his incisive intellect, for his discrimination, now the student, he asked the teacher is telling the student, now I am going to answer your questions and please listen to it clearly and also think over it. Having told, he has started with what is anatma, what is not the self. And it starts with the physical body. How this body is a beautiful instrument. Aham mameti prathitam sariram. This physical body, which you called as I and my, has no sense of its own I or my. And also it's a beautiful instrument made out of the 5 elements. And when it is made out of 5 elements, it has also got the sense organs. And also these sense organs have a natural affinity toward the sense object because made out of the same elements. Thus you can see ears wants to hear, ears doesn't want to, ears report the sound, skin reports the touches, eyes report the form, tongue reports the taste, and the skin, your nose reports the smell. And when we are going through that, which this perception when it is natural, sensation also is natural. Listen carefully. Not only perception is natural, sensation is natural, effortless. Please appreciate this point what I am going to tell you. Perception is natural. No child is being taught that you should see. No, seeing takes place. Perception is natural. As even perception is natural, so also is sensation. Are you getting that? Not only perception is natural, but also sensation is natural. Now, it depends on the person who likes what. Are you getting that point? This is who likes what. There are some children, they develop a like or a taste for milk. Some children hate it. Some develop a taste for sweet. Some children hate it. Are you getting that? So this sensation, as even the perception is natural, sensation is natural. Now, the individuality, the I, develops this sensation, develops this like for a sensation or a dislike for a sensation. This is known as the raga dvesha. When you develop a like for the sensation, we call it the raga. Raga means you see happiness in that sensation. And when you dislike a sensation, we call it the dvesha. So every individual is full of like, raga and a dvesha. And thus you can see when you unconsciously develop a definite like and dislike for a sense object, you become miserable because that can lead you to destruction. And he gave you the example of 5 different animals. We saw that in the morning. The examples, what are they? Kuranga, deer, matanga, elephant, patanga, insect, meena, fish, bhrunga, honeybee. See that? How each animal developing a sense of like for one thing. The deer develops a liking for a sound, the elephant for a touch, the insect for the light, the fish for the taste, tongue, and your honeybee for the fragrance. And because of that, they totally lose themselves in their lives and they are completely destroyed in the sensation. Now he says, what to talk of a human being who has got all the five sense organs strong? Understand? You may not be obsessed by every sound, but some sound you like, some touch you like, not every touch, some taste you like, not every taste, some smell and some sight you like. Every individual has got that. And this varies from person to person. But they develop a definite like and dislike. And what is the trouble if you do so, if I do so, so what happens? The moment you develop a strong like, you want your world to be only full of those objects. That is where you try to carve out a world within a world. If you dislike certain things, you want your world to be free from those objects. Thus, everybody if each individual attempts to carve a world of his own like and dislike, how many people have place in that world? Only you. Nobody else. Because, that's like, why people divorce? She likes no electric, she doesn't like the air conditioning, but he wants very cold room. She wants a very soft pillow, he wants a hard pillow. There was a flimsy reason for divorce. One person was pressing the toothpaste from the bottom and the other partner was always pressing it from the middle. So he got so fed up because she goes and sees it very organized, presses from the bottom and sees it very organized. Next morning when he goes, he has gone there and has pressed from the middle. That very sight disgusts her. So, definite like and dislike. So in that world, naturally, especially in our time, you can see the reflection of it very clearly, where people cannot live with each other because everybody has a definite like and dislike, and my world is full of this and it should be like this. If you cannot fit in, you are allowed to get out. Who says that? The more powerful partner. The poor man has no choice. It's like in a country is taken over by politicians, somebody very, a dictator. And that dictator imposes his will on the whole citizenry, all the citizens. So those people are rich, they walk out of the country. Those who are poor, they stay back to suffer. They can't afford to run away. It's not only for arrogating that, it's not only for a country, it's for a family. Which member of the family sticks to the helplessly to a place where he doesn't like it? Because if he goes away, where should he go? That is why financial security becomes a huge cause for many people to stay together. But the moment the person is financially independent, he or she walks out. Because then she can carve his own world, he can carve his own world. Why should he depend on somebody? That is why in today's world, relationship completely breaking down. So you can escape another man. Listen carefully. You can escape another man. You can escape another woman. You can escape another country. But you cannot escape your own mind. And that is where you suffer. Why you suffer? Because the example gives you. Vishaya asha mahapasa. Vishaya asha mahapasa. This definite like and dislike for the sense subject is a huge chain which binds you tight. Wherever you go, you want your world to be exactly like that. And naturally, just by looking at that object, either you hate or you are excited. The example he gave is, when the poison kills you, when you take it in, this poison of like and dislike kills you when you look at it. You just look at the person you hate, your heart boils. You go to a party and the idea is to enjoy and revel in the party. But you see somebody whom you don't like, your whole mood is gone. Why that fool is here? Who is inviting him here? I don't know how can they invite that girl here. It's really terrible. Why should she be here from all people? No, I'm going. Finish. Or you go there to the place and you see somebody, you don't see somebody whom you wanted to see, you like. Therefore, I am also going. So when the poison kills the person, when it goes into the system, only after you eat it and take it inside, this Visha, this poison of the sense object, which you have made a poison because of your definite like and dislike, very look of it will kill you. That is why people are so miserable in life. Whereas a person who has freed himself from this Vishaya Asa, has not freed himself from the sense object, but a Vishaya Asha, that craving, that dependence, who has freed himself from, such a mind, Muktaye Kalpate, Muktiye Kalpate, is free for the, is ready for the absolute liberation, absolute freedom. Now you have got a relative freedom over the sense object world. Now you should get the absolute freedom. I am free, I must look myself. But if you don't have this freedom from this hold of like and dislike, it will be difficult. Why? Apata vairagyavato mumukshun bhavabdhiparam pratiyatu mudyatan ashagraho majjayatentarale nigruhya kanthe vinivartya vegat. Apata vairagyavata mumukshun. Mumukshu means what? One who is desirous of liberation. Moksho me bhuyati. Let me be free. The person is desirous of freedom, but there is no dispassion. There is no freedom from like and dislike. Looking for freedom and continuing in the bondage, how can you handle it together? Are you getting that point, please? You want to be free. Yes, but I have a definite like and dislike. What type of freedom? I want to be free from everything, but I have a definite like and dislike. If you have like, understand, if you have definite like and dislike, that is obsessive like and obsessive dislike, you don't need anybody in the world to torture you. You are good enough for yourself. A person who has anger, should he need an external enemy? The person who has heavy moods, heavy reactions, heavy reacting mind, do you need anybody outside to torture you? No. Your mind is good enough to send you to prison forever. Because you are a prisoner of your own thoughts, you are a prisoner of your own emotions. Are you getting that? And into this prison, no judge outside can throw you, no political government can need to throw you. You have banished yourself into your very personal prison. In fact, the dark cell where nobody else has entry. You are sufficiently punished. By whom? Not by others, by yourself. Think. So one who, mumukshu, desirous of liberation, but apata vairagya means not fully dispassionate, but apparently dispassionate. Only little bit of dispassion. I know, chocolate will not solve the problem, but can I say chocolate doesn't have happiness? I know money is not security, but we should have some money, I know this food is not the ultimate, but how can somebody not give me this food or that food? I must have that food. Hey, look, if you have this type of compromising attitude, don't worry. You shall be full of problems. You shall be full of problems. You know, at least minimum things I should have, And what is this minimum? Think. Nowhere, nobody ever wants maximum. Everybody is very quiet and very sweet. Everybody wants only minimum in life. When you don't have a job, what do you tell to your employer? Minimum 100 rupees, I will not join trade union also. 100 rupees, nothing more. Because you don't have a job. So the fellow say 100 rupees. After 2 months, what do you say? 100 rupees? 200? These days everything is so costly. 200? Minimum. It's not maximum. Minimum. After 6 months, I am coming and going by cycle, that takes away time. I have to go by bus, 100 rupees for the bus fare, and another 200 rupees salary, 300 minimum. Have you seen anybody remaining satisfied with the salary anywhere in the world? Nowhere. Nowhere. Salary, dowry, charity. The people who are begging continuously in life, nobody remains satisfied with something. If somebody gives you little importance, why not little more? If somebody gives you little love and affection, why not little more? Little attention, why not little more? It becomes, every time you want little, minimum. That is where you go on creating your problem. Apata vairagyavata mumukshu. The person who is desirous of freedom, but still holding on to something or other inside. Like they tell the story of a person who was a great renunciate. He living inside a hutment. Is living inside a hutment. And he had only 2 pieces of cloth. Kopina. Like a loin cloth. 2 pieces. Bairagi, parama, renunciate, total renunciate. Then one day he discovered the rat is coming and eating that, cutting that little kopina. That loin cloth. So one person who visits him, he said, Maharaj, can I get you a cat? Then he said, yes, I think that's right. This kopina must be protected, because or else, what shall I do? Bring the cat. The cat was brought. When the cat was brought, every day he has to be supplied with milk. The cat wants milk. Then every day somebody has to come with milk now. Now when the milk, another admirer comes up and says, you are really struggling for milk. I am giving you a cow and a calf. Yeah, that's right. The cat has to take the milk. So cow and a calf also must come. So cow and calf came. And the cow and calf came. Now the poor thing, his responsibility increased. Then another person said, you cannot look after it. I am sending you somebody who is a look after the cow and the calf. So he sent somebody, cow and calf. And usually, who has the time? You can't put male people because they have full time, they cannot come. So female attendant came to look after the cow and calf. After some time, the renunciate got involved with the female attendant. Because when somebody goes on coming up and down, proximity drives you crazy. So naturally, you become involved with that. Then comes the baby, then comes the samsara, the whole thing. And ultimately for what? There is a Sanskrit saying, Kopina sangrakshanartham ayam ghatatopa. All these arrangement only for protecting the kopina. I don't have any other want in life, I have to just protect my kopina, my loin cloth. Sounds very beautiful, isn't it? Poor thing has absolutely no desire of anything of his own. Only loin cloth. But around that builds a whole world. Are you getting that? Same thing in life. Apata vairagyavata, meaning, you come for this knowledge, but you still think for something else. That this will do, or that will do, or that will do. Vairagyavata mumukshu, he says, and such a person with this type of weak dispassion wants to cross bhavabdhiparam pratyatum udyatan. He is ready, udyatan now, ready to pratyatum, cross bhavabdhipara, the ocean of samsara. Such a person, very difficult, he cannot cross. Why? Asagraha majyate antarale nigruhya kanthe vinivartya vegat. Asagraha, this crocodile of a desire, this crocodile of a dependence, the crocodile of a definite like and dislike, remaining secretly inside, antarale, you see that, majjayate antarale. Antarale, secretly within, residing, staying, this definite like and dislike of a crocodile, nigruya kante, holds you tight and puts you again and again into the ocean of samsara. Who distracts you in this world? Object or your desire for the object? When you are alone in a cave, you are alone in a faraway place, in the absence of every object of your like and dislike, nobody is there to tempt you directly. Your thoughts drive you crazy. Asha, antarale majjayate, secretly pulls you down. That is why you are listening to the subject matter of truth, happiness, absolute. But always you can be miserable. Why? Because other thoughts are coming and bugging you. Your definite like and dislike. And this place is good, but then there is no, laddu and jalebi is not available. Or whatever food I want is not available. Or whatever dress I think is not there. Or something comes up. The person goes on reacting. Therefore, you better deal with your like and dislike. Observe yourself and see what is that something which brings you heavy reaction. Because if you are a reacting mind, understand please, if you are an obsessively reacting mind given to unpredictable moods, with one thought you shall come in, with another thought you shall go out. It's just like people who are restless. They stay at home. They cannot stay at home comfortably. A thought comes and says, go to the beach. When you are in the home, go to the beach, go to the beach, go to the beach. The thought comes again and again. You go there. Once you go there, somehow you don't like it. Go home, go home, go home. You go home. When you are at home, you want to the beach. You want to go to the beach, you want to come home. You are at home, go to a movie. When you are a movie, you want to go to shopping center. From shopping center, friend's house. You understand? Like a restless mongrel. Comes in Yoga Vasishtha, the example. The restlessness of a human mind is compared to that of a mongrel's mind in the street. When a mongrel runs from one end to the another end, there is no definite planning for it. Feels like in one place, goes there. Another place, sleeps. Another place, gets up. Then suddenly barks. One thought can drive you crazy. So deal with your definite like and dislike. Having told this, then he further continues. Please read. Vishayarupagraho, Vishayakyagraho yena Subiraktya hatah Sagachati bhavam bodhe Param pratyuha varjitah. Right. Vishayakya graha yena subirakti asina hatah. This crocodile of a Vishayakya graha, this crocodile of a sense object, this crocodile of a dependence on the sense object, which is killed by Subirakti Asi. Asi means the sword of well thought over dispassion. Because your thinking is wrong, a thought has become persecuting type, which punishes you. A thought punishes you. Because you have imposed happiness in the object, the thought of the object persecutes you, punishes you. Because you impose unhappiness in the object, therefore you have a definite dislike, the thought also affects you. When thus you are continuously affected by the presence and absence of different types of thoughts, how are you going to be free? Are you getting that point, please? How shall you be free? With all your likes and dislikes inside, with all your definite moods inside, with all your anger, hatred, jealousy, habitual reactions inside, how can you be free? You can't even believe that you are free because you are continuously persecuted. But if you understand, hey, this definite like and dislike is my creation. Objects did not create it. Object is naturally existing. Sense organs effortlessly perceive. When there is a perception, certain times there is a sensation is thrown in, comes along with it. When I developed a like for a sensation, I repeated it again and again. I developed a definite like. When I don't like a sensation, but suppose the same object is offered to me, I continuously react and reject and reject. I develop a definite dislike. Because of this, long before I look for myself, already my mind is full of hundreds of likes and dislikes. Are you getting that point, please? Hundreds of likes and dislikes. How somebody should talk, somebody should not talk. How somebody should cook, somebody should not cook. How somebody should sit down, somebody should not sit down. How everything should be arranged, how everything should not be arranged. You have your own little benchmark. Understand? There is absolutely no flexibility. This is how it should be. Understand? Therefore, don't consider suddenly total flexibility is a virtue. No. That also is another looseness. You are neither totally loose nor totally rigid. So, the string of a veena. If the string of a veena is totally rigid, no music. Totally loose, no music. Just right. But because of definite like and dislike, already the problems are coming up. Now, why do I do that? Because my happiness depends upon it. Have you seen people? The coffee must be exactly to their taste. If not, keep it back. The cake must be exactly to this taste. If not, If you can be demanding that perfection from yourself, that is excellent. But when you demand that perfection from others, you are little nuts. Are you getting that point? I shall be on time. Fantastic. But don't expect everybody in the time. It doesn't work. Because some people have made it a point that they shall be late. We had gone on a trip one day. One person had come with us. Believe me, there is one gentleman. When everybody has come into the bus, exactly, we had announced 10:30, we should be in the bus. 10:29, everybody was there, except one person. So, everybody is waiting, I am also waiting. We are gone to Himalayas. So, 29, 30, 30, 31st, 32nd, 32, 33, 10:35, 10:04. See what is happening? I thought, poor thing. You're traveling, maybe going to the bathroom somewhere, missing something. I mean, it can be happen. So we just, first day we took it. Second day, same thing, same person. Third day, same thing, same person. Then I said, oh, this is a disease. So I called the person up. I said, how can you do that? No, I'm getting ready. You know what is time now? He says, I'm coming. Next day, believe me, he said he's coming. Next day, same thing. Because he has got a psychological problem. When 10:29, that is the time he will like to go to bathroom, toilet, loo or something somewhere. He works himself up. And keeps everybody waiting for 15 minutes. What do? Suppose you get blood pressure. Who suffers? You say, Swamiji, but how can I inconvenience everybody? Ask yourself a question. Why are you inconveniencing yourself by such heavy reaction? Do you ever ask that question? You are asking why that person is inconveniencing everybody. Have you ever asked, why am I inconveniencing myself by heavily reacting? Can you face the situation without reaction? Then you are a person. Situation has come, it has taken care. Yesterday, the girl fell the swings. What should he do? So immediately should send the words to the authority. Because you don't know, are you getting that point? You don't know what is to be done where. You are new. First thing I must know. When I phoned up, somebody phoned up, I said, what is it? Like this. So I said to somebody, he said, no, they are walking there. So everything is fine. Then another person comes back. Oh, Hari, you can't delay. Yes, you don't know everything that is in this place. You don't know where is hospital, you don't know what is. Naturally, go straight to the person. Why? Ultimately, if anything goes, ultimately goes to the person or not. So first thing, run. And then what happened? Call everybody. Finish the job, throw it up, then go for your dinner. Relax. Why? That much we can do. We are not gods. Whatever can be done, bring the fellow. So don't lose the time. Call the driver, bring the car, push the doctor, reach there, phone up, reach the doctor. Yes, doctor saying, yes. What is that? Going on. Fine. Got it on. Go. You can lose yourself. Are you getting that point, please? But what we do, our reactions torture us more than the incident as such. Now, a person wants to be free. First, will you please make yourself free from your likes and dislikes? And the sign of your freedom from like and dislike is your reactions have reduced. You are no more heavily reacting. You are just a beautiful person. How will you like a person? How will you like a person who is always heavily reacting? Please be around a person. So unfortunately, the trouble is the man who is reacting doesn't understand that he is reacting. That is the worst part. He thinks he is being very, very, wonderful. How much you tell the person, he doesn't understand. Like a person who is continuously talking. If you tell him, if you are talking too much, do you think so? It's like somebody asks, Mullah, why are you always talking in questions? Do I? And always talking in questions. Do I? The fellow doesn't understand his questioning. That is why to distance yourself from your own behavior and observe, you need to meditation. You need to observe yourself. Please, it's very, very important. Okay? Then you will be a wonderful person. Okay, so if you don't, sagacchati bhavam bodho para pratyuha varjita. So one who completely cuts this definite likes and dislikes, free from attachment, pratyuha varjita, he crosses the samsara. Why? Crosses the samsara means what? You no more fall into the trap of changes. Crossing means there is no crossing. It's not that you understand. It's not you go away, you cross, the imagery is beautiful. You cross the ocean of samsara. You cross means what? You are no more drowning. The water is there, but you are no more drowning. Object is there, but you are no more reacting. Thought is there, but you are no more reacting to the thought. You are always being with yourself. Okay? With such a mind, when they're free from reaction, you already enjoying a state where you can own up yourself. Read the next continuously. Very beautiful it is. I can put on it. This is a lovely verse again. Shankara, he has gone into a huge mood. You can see already 80 verses you have seen. How many wonderful, what all tunes. He goes crazy, because he is in a fantastic mood, in a celebratory mood. I mean, you are just going on, absolute freedom. There is no time limit. It's like taking classes. In these classes, when you take this, I enjoy these classes because there is no time limit. Just chalo, take it whenever it is finished. No, 2 days. That is why public talk becomes so stifling. 2 days you have to finish. It's like, love me, 2 hours. Love me or leave me, 2 hours given to you. Man, how on earth can you handle it? It should be a celebration. Okay, read. Vishama Vishaya Margai Gacchato Nacha Buddhe Pratipadam Abhiyato Mritturapyesha Vidhi Hita Sujana Guruktya Gacchata Swasya Yuktya Prabhavati Phala Siddhi Satyametyeva Vidhi Vishama Vishaya Margai Gacchato Nacha Buddhe Pratipadam Abhiyato Mritturepyasya Vidhi Hita Sujana Guruktya Gacchata Swasya Yukta Prabhavati Phala Siddhi Satyametyeva Vidhi. It tells you clearly 2 pictures. The path of freedom and the path of bondage. Depends on your approach. With what attitude you should approach the sense-object world. If you approach with one particular first attitude, we shall see that is bondage. With the second one, you shall be free. So, you change your thinking. You don't change the object. Are you getting that point, please? And what he says? Vishama Vishaya Margai Gacchato Nacha Buddhe. For the Anacha Buddhi, a person who is confused intellect, not Ichha Buddhi. There is not a deliberate thinker, but a person who is a victim of his own thought. Whatever the mind says, he does it. Compulsive thinker. Anacha Buddhi. A person is a compulsive thinker. Compulsive thinking means what? The moment the thought comes, you must get it. Like a baby. When a baby says, toy, toy. You say, wait, what wait? He doesn't know waiting. I want ice cream. Ice cream. McDonald. Whatever the child wants, he must get it. Some people are also like that. Adults, how do they behave? The adults will not tell, listen, the children will say, McDonald, 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 100 times. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. They will repeat. What is the grown-up babies, the adult children, 50-year-old babies, how do they demand? They will say, ice cream. Then they will forget. They will forget. They will not tell you. They have told you ice cream. Then they will go on thinking about the ice cream for a long time. After few hours, they will remind you, I think I told you about ice cream. Then again, they don't talk about it. Again, after 2 days, I told that man to give me ice cream, but 2 days, he still not brought it. You understand the difference between the grown-up baby and the baby? The baby, the baby is helpless. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. This man tells you only 3 times in 3 days. But the underlying thought is for continuously 3 days. The baby is repeating verbally. The grown-up baby repeating only thrice, but thinking for 24 hours, 72 hours. We call them grown-up what? Baby. But the person thinks he's grown up, Are you getting that point, please? You must see this very, very subtle. Very subtle. So, anachcha buddhi, thus which is confused, compulsive thinking means the thought comes, object must be there. Such a person, Vishama Vishaya Margai Gachata. Vishama Vishaya Margai Gachata. Such a person, when he is traveling in this path of dangerous sense object. Understand, I don't like this statement. Literally, if you translate, it means that Vishama Vishaya Marga. In fact, that is not. Vishaya Marga, the path toward the sense subject, is not dangerous. Unless you make it dangerous. Why it becomes dangerous? Because you have made your mind compulsive. Because listening to this type of statement, immediately people say, the Vishama Vishaya Vishaya, the sense subject is a poison. Sense subject is not a poison. Your attraction is a poison. Your distraction is a poison. Right or wrong? Even take the example of Visha. As long as the poison is outside, does it kill you? The poison outside in a bottle or in a powder form, does it kill you? Only if you take it inside, it kills you. No sense object outside also will kill you until you internalize it. Right or wrong? You internalize. You see the object, you see the person, then go on thinking about it. Then that object becomes your problem. Don't say object is problem. Are you getting that point, please? Even somebody tells you, you idiot, suppose you listen this way and throw out this way, no problem. But you internalize it. Why did he say I'm an idiot? I think I don't deserve this. He should not talk like that. Yeah, I have a great problem. Who says not? Are you getting that, please? Vishama, Visham. But the person who doesn't know it, for him, the moment he sees the object, habitual reaction takes place. It's like people who are, like you hate somebody. For 6 months you did not see him or see her. Suddenly one day you see. The entire reaction comes back to your head. Are you getting that? The whole reaction comes back to your head. Oh, that fellow is a rascal, Watch out. That is how mind behaves. So when you go that, it happens. If it happens to you, if your mind reacts like that, pratipadam abhiyato mrutyuretyeva vidhi janihi. Understand, if you have such a compulsive mind, which is reacting recklessly without control, uncontrolled reaction, it goes through, every step is death. Pratipada mabhiyato mrutyuriti. Every step of your life is a death, meaning pain, misery, unhappiness. Then what is happiness? Hita sujana guruktya gacchata swasya yuktya. But when you listen to hita sujana uktya, hita sujana guru ukti uktya, hita sujana guru uktya. Guru, the person who is one who is awakened unto himself, one who is capable of removing darkness of ignorance by this light of knowledge. And he, sujana, a person who has no motives of its own. He himself has nothing to achieve. And he says hita, which is good for you, not for him. Only that person can advise you correctly, one who doesn't stand to gain with the advice. Are you getting that point? It's like you go on the traveling on the road, then you see a crook on the road, and you think he's a good man, but he is planning to loot everything from you. You ask him, how to go to that place? Oh, this way. Why? He knows that is the lonely path. When you go there, that time he will cheat you. He will kill you and take everything and go. So that advice is not advice, because whenever you stand to gain something from an advice, you don't advise. That person should advise who has nothing to gain or lose in this world. You know, in consultancy, what happens? They advise you. Invest in this money, invest in this company. Why? When you get that profit, everybody has a share. But suppose the person has taken his fish and then he advises you, but he loses. What shall I say? This is a professional advice. If you would have got 100%, you would have given me. You lost it, what can I do? That is why nowadays so many precautions. If it happens, how much happens? Like the marriage nowadays. Nowadays, because of the especially heavy marriages, which is ending up in divorce, there are some people nowadays, especially the so-called, using the word I feel terrible, celebrity marriage. What nonsense. Celebrity marriage is idiot's marriage. In those type of marriages, they write down the conditions for divorce before they marry. In 2008, I am marrying you, lady or leda, lady or the boy or the man or the woman. So 2008, January, until that, whatever money I have earned, over that you have no right, in case we separate in later on. But from now on, whatever I earn, over that you have a right. Why you put that condition? Because, as they say, there are gold diggers. They marry you just for your money. And then when the fellow goes, he or she has to take a half of your income. So what do? No. Until 2008, whatever I have is mine. So you write down those conditions before marriage itself. So suppose somebody who is going to gain from that, he advises you. The person who is a party to it, he says, no, why should you have this type of thing? We love each other. Don't have any such conditions. After all, we love each other. Somehow they push you into that. And after 3 years, you are finished. What happens? Then you say, oh, I should have listened to myself. Anyway, so when you listen to somebody, hita sujana guruktya gacchato swasya yuktya. See that? It is not only listening to the teacher, but also ultimately swasya yuktya. See that? Having listened to the teacher, having listened to the wise counseling, and then swasya yuktya, by your own logic, you see the truth of it for yourself. That in reality, there is no happiness or unhappiness in the object. Like and dislike is a habitual conclusion. There should be no like or no dislike. I get the object, and object has its usage. I can't be a victim of this like and dislike. With this, when you prabhavati phala siddhi. With that type of attitude, when you live your life, you go toward the sense object, phala siddhi prabhavati, you get the ultimate result. And what is that? A freedom in yourself. When you don't have like and dislike, you don't need anybody else to make you happy. As even when you have like and dislike, you don't need anybody else to torture you. When you don't have like and dislike, you don't need anything or anybody to make you happy. Are you getting that point? It's naturally taken care. Prabhavati phalasiddhi. Satyamityeva viddhi. Satyamiti. By God, by God I tell you. Iti viddhi. No. Satyamiti viddhi. Know it by God I tell you. Like we use our language nowadays, no? I mean sometimes say, by God I am telling you. Sankara say, Satyamiti viddhi. By God I am telling you, this is the truth. If you counteract your like and dislike, nobody, you don't need somebody else or something else to make you happy. You are already comfortable with yourself. Therefore, what should I do? Give up the sense object or counteract likes and dislikes? Counteract the like and dislike. Okay, I will control this. Then he says, read. Mokshasya kanksha yadi vai tavasti tyajati durad vishayan visham yatha yushavatto sadayakshamarjava prashanti dantir bhajanityamadaraat. So beautiful. He says, hey, he tells the student now, yadi vai mokshasya kanksha tava asti. If indeed, yadi vai, if indeed, mokshasya kanksha, akanksha, you have a desire for liberation. Yadi tava asti, if you have this desire for liberation, if you really looking for it, sincerely want to be free, tyaja ati durat vishayan visham yatha visham. As even you do not consume the poison in order to keep yourself alive, so also, are you getting that? If you want to keep yourself alive, you keep the poison far away. You want to be free? Keep away this poison of life and dislike. And in the beginning stages, keep yourself away from this sense object until you are really ready for it. Are you getting that point? That is why little isolation in the beginning stages helps you. What I am giving you a very, very high standpoint in a sense, the Vishaya is not a problem. The sense object is not a problem. For whom? A person who has mastered himself. The child doesn't think of an object and goes. He sees the object and goes. Are you getting that point, please? Do you understand that point? Very, very clearly. The child doesn't think of an object, then goes. The child is simply hanging around. You just put the things, he will get distracted. Most human beings are grown-up babies. You may not miss a bangle until you see a bangle in somebody's hand. You don't miss a car until you see a car in somebody's hand. That is why the moment you see something, your interest is, you have got a heavy interest now. The moment you see something, immediately you shall ask, hey, where from you got it? That is your first indication of huge interest. Oh, this book is so beautiful. Oh, this ornament is so nice. Hey, this computer is beautiful. Hey, this notebook, where from you got it? What does it mean? You are showing all the interest of owning it later on. If suppose the object is not there, you will not show any interest. That is why for the babies in the path, beginners in the path, it is better to keep away from the sense subject. That is why in the study atmosphere, you don't keep luxury things, because suddenly the student may be distracted. Somebody comes and talks about, oh, yesterday I saw a nice movie, it was wonderful. Maybe you are not interested in movies, but just because somebody discussing on movie all the time, then suddenly, hey, maybe one day we should go, Suddenly that thought comes. That is why these type of subjects you don't discuss. The more you discuss on their subject, the more you'll be interested in dating that. There is a dam here, Satnur Dam, very beautiful, lovely water. There is a crocodile bank there also. First time you listen, you forgot. I am going to study about what crocodile bank. Another person comes and tells you. Then you must sit down. Then next thing is, I think hey, Swamiji is going after 15 days. We'll go to that place and come back. Okay, you cannot come back, you cannot go because you don't have means to go. So you saw one visitor, and a visitor is very friendly. And he has a car also. Where do you think we should go? Now what is the advice? We can go to Satnur Dam. What is that? No, that's a very nice lake, very crocodile. A very nice crocodile. Will you like to come with me? Of course. You understand how it works? That is why some people are better off away from ashram. They come to ashram and they get spoiled. Before coming to ashram, they are not exposed to many things. After they come to ashram, they are exposed to so many things. Their head turns. I have seen people, they will come there, first time they will see foreigner. Somebody is coming from England, somebody is coming from Australia, somebody is coming from, America, somebody is coming from this. The person says, hey, where are you coming? Oh, that country will be very nice, no? How do people go there? Why? Because he wants to go. When he was in a village, he had no such dream. He never knew, he never saw. I have seen people who manipulate the foreigners and go away. Even I have seen people who have got them illegally married and gone. Go there and stay for some time. You forget, you brahmachari, you came, Swami, you came, you end up with that. It's finished. Watch out. So, if you want that, so in the beginning stages, remain far away from this until you become a master in yourself. Then, when you are a master, you are right in the midst of sense object. Means nothing to you. Right in the middle of everything. You are living with the body, immortal. Living with the death, immortal. Living with the disease, absolutely comfortable. Living with changes, absolute meditation. That is ultimate. But in the beginning stages, Vishayan Vishavatyaja, remove, keep away from everything. Or else your mind will be, we shall see tomorrow more about it. Piyu sabatto sadayakshamarjava prashanti dantir bhajanitya Vishavat Vishayantyaja. Like a poison you throw out, leave the sense subjects far away. But what you should have? Piyushavat, like Amrit, nectar, may you have what? Daya, Tosha, Kshama, Arjava, Prashanti, Danti, Adarat, Nityam Adarat Bhaja. With all sincerity, may you cultivate these emotions. What is that? Daya, Tosha. Tosha means sense of satisfaction. Whatever I have, happy with it. I have only one piece of cloth, that's enough. Why do I need two? I don't have many things. So what? Who needs it? Tosha. Why? Because I am interested in discovering absolute happiness. Kshama, forgiving. Somebody tells you something, let him say, thank you. Don't make an issue out of it. Why? If you make an issue out of it, it goes on creating chain reaction. You have no time for contemplation. We'll see that tomorrow more of it, okay? Arjavam, straightforwardness. Prashanti, sense of calmness. Danti, not only mentally calm, but also sense organ wise, there is no physical restlessness. Do that so that you shall, it will be helpful to abide in your self. Okay? We shall see more of it tomorrow. Please close your eyes.